Hello YouTube, and welcome to the test. And before we get started, I just want to apologize. For whatever reason, OBS wouldn't detect the game normally, so I'm using slightly different settings to capture this. But I noticed when I did a test recording, the audio sounds slightly off. It might not even be noticeable to you if you haven't played the game before, but it just sounds a little bit different than what I'm hearing in the recording. But it still sounds good, it just is different. So the reason I got this game was I recently was reminded of those choose-your-own Goosebumps adventures that I used to read all the time. I'll even put some of those up on screen for some of my favorites back in the day. And it sort of got me in a mood for a choose-your-own-adventure style game. So I went to Steam and was browsing choose-your-own-adventures, and there's this game called The Test that's actually part of a series, it seems, that is very highly rated, so I figured I'd give it a shot because it was only like $1 or something, so it was pretty cheap too, so it wasn't too much of an investment. So, anywho, let's get going. Now, in order to begin, this is the most important part of this entire experience. You will be asked a series of questions, and you must answer them honestly. Now, when I say answer them honestly, I don't mean answer them how you'd like to answer them. Answer them with truth, even if that's hard to face. We all want to be good people. We rarely want to admit our faults, grievances, or mistakes. But you must decide what you truly want. Do you want this to work properly? Do you want the truth about yourself, your destiny in this world? Or would you rather live a lie just to hide from yourself? The process is very simple in theory. Just answer a long series of questions. I didn't realize I was going to be getting my freaking faults put on full blast for the world to see. What's difficult is self-analyzing your own psyche to evaluate the truths in your own mind and live so that you can predict your future. What? By the way, why is there bloody dolls here while we're having this seemingly astrology type of test being presented to us? Why are we in a room full of blood? You see, as long as you're honest with these questions and answers, you'll be able to see your own future here. This will tell you things you already know, but don't necessarily know that you know. Okay. As long as the answers you provide to the questions are asked are 100% honest and true, this process will simply unlock a part of your mind that you do not have natural access to. Help. This isn't psychic. This isn't a personality test. This is simply nature. Sure thing. This is you. This is your own mind. This is simply nature taking its course. This is the human brain at work unlocking hidden truths within itself. While attempting to answer many of these questions, you'll often wonder things like, well, this answer depends on the circumstances. Create your own circumstances in your mind and answer the questions with a simple yes or no as you see fit. You may not understand nor realize it, but your mind will develop a situation required to answer your question the way it needs to be answered. Great! And now for the preamble. I invite you to grab a drink of water. I already have it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience. We are about to begin with a series of questions, and provided that you are a willing participant, we will be unlocking some substantial information today. Here we go. Do you believe that you always treat others fairly? Yeah, I'd say so. Do you believe that everyone should always be treated equally? No, equally, it's like that whole thing between, what are the terms? I'm having a brain fart. Equality versus, equity. So, some people need more or less treatment than others. I would be a good example of that. I need a little bit more because of my disability, so I should not be treated equally to say, you know, a normal functioning person in society. Have you ever invented anything? I've made up stories in D&D and stuff like that. I've invented worlds, and I'm working on making a video game, so I'd say yes. Do you believe that you're worthy of someone's time advancement? Well, I already get into the loaded questions, I see. Hating at things like self, worth and doubt. As much as I'd like to say yes, at the moment my mental health says no. Do you believe that others are always deserving of your time? Not everybody, but the people that I care about in my life, yes. Would you say you sometimes have trust issues? No, not really. Would you be alright with living alone forever? No. Do you always give someone the benefit of the doubt? 9 times out of 10. Do you just like the sound of your own voice? Working on getting over that, but yes, that's one of the hardest parts about my video editing. Do I like the color blue more than the color black? I'd say I like them pretty equally, so no. If you found money on the street and knew where it belonged to, would you give it back to them? Yep. You sure you want the answers you seek? Absolutely. Are you afraid of spiders? No, I love spiders. If you knew you would emerge unscathed, would you jump into molten lava? Sure, that'd be a fun experience, and who else could say they have? Would you consider yourself to be fat? I kind of want to just, like, show my chest to the camera so that you can see my ribs, but I don't know if that's part of YouTube's guidelines, but, no, I am not fat. In fact, I have been underweight my entire life to a healthy degree because of a high metabolism, so. Would you say that you have lots of charisma? I would say that I have above average charisma. I have little issues talking to strangers, and I'm generally friendly and just, I feel like, good at interacting with people, so I'd say yes. Have you ever wished you could be temporarily frozen? Can't say I have. I haven't even really thought of that other than those hypothetical scenarios where it's like, be frozen in time and reawakened 500 years in the future or whatever, which isn't appealing to me, so. This is all very interesting. Did you realize the last letter of the previous 5 questions when you put together the name spells Satan? Nah, I wasn't really paying attention. Does that make you uncomfortable? Nah. Are you good at finding hidden puzzles or clues? If I'm aware of them, sure. Are you now wondering what other hidden messages are placed within these questions? Nope. Have you been entirely honest with the answers this far? Yes. Are you afraid of the consequences for answering questions dishonestly? No. It's more of personal things that I'm doing it, not that we're aware that there could be potential consequences for answering dishonestly. Not really. Are you wondering how these questions began to take a strange turn? Nah, I imagine... I'm more curious about the blood in the room than the weird turns the questions are taking. This seems pretty standard so far. Would you consider yourself captivated? By the questions? No. By other things? Yes. But I'm assuming it's about this, so no. Very interesting. Would you consider yourself to be brave? I would. Do you view yourself as somebody with above average intelligence? I do not. I think I'm pretty average. I excel in some categories and I struggle in others, just like a lot of people. Have you been looking for hidden messages in these questions? No, I haven't. Are you wondering which message I have missed? No, I have not. I have wondered how long it will take, yes, so. Would you consider yourself to be a patient person? Depending on the category, yes. With other things, not even slightly. Do most humans know you? Nope. Do you prefer animals to people? I wouldn't say prefer. I like them a lot. Do you believe in magic? To an extent, sure. Do you believe in God or the existence of some form of higher power? This will be the extent of my religious views on the channel, basically. But I believe there is some higher power, but I don't think we have any way of knowing exactly what it is, and I don't think it's worth concerning ourselves trying to figure out the details. So I think there's some force at work in the universe, but I'm not too concerned about what it is, because whatever happens will happen, you know? Do you fear death? No. Are you attracted to someone whom you're not currently in a relationship with? Oh, sure, there's plenty of people. Yes. Why would I lie about the fact that I have been attracted to people? Are you alone? Yes. Are you sure? I don't know. Does YouTube count? Look, we just won't tell them about our little relationship, okay? You guys can watch this without anybody knowing. Yes. Totally alone. If I told you with utmost certainty that there's someone watching you, would you believe me? I would, because I'm recording this. I wonder if me recording this is sort of counteracting some of the messages. Have you wondered who I am? Nah. You're just a game dev. Have you had shivers at any point during this session? No. Do you feel like you're being watched? No. Have you considered quitting the session early? No. Do you drink water every day? Yes. Speaking of. Do you eat at least once per day every day? Yes, though admittedly sometimes it is only once a day. Do you realize that there's a high probability that you've missed a plethora of hidden messages thus far? That's fine. Are you wondering what they are? No. Would it bother you to never know without finding them yourself? No. Is your favorite number 7? Oh, fuck! How do they know? It actually is. Maybe that's like the most common favorite number. I might have to look that up after this. Yeah. Let me show up, but it's the longest thing we'll ever do. Do you agree? I don't think it's necessarily short, no. Oranges cannot be compared to apples. Do you agree? No, they can be compared. Venus is sometimes referred to as a morning star. Did you know that? I didn't. I'm not much of a science guy. Everyone deserves a second chance. Do you agree? No. I think most people do, but certain deeds go beyond second chances and forgiveness would be the way I would put it. You can do anything you put your mind to. Do you agree? No, I can't regrow my leg just because I think about it. Obedience is more important than freedom. No. Underwater adventures sound like a fun time. Do you agree? I mean, one of the things I would love if I had superpowers, I mean, time control, like perfect time control would be my #1 pick. But one of the high contenders would just be able to like breathe and like perfectly navigate the water, you know, basically like Aquaman type powers. That would be so fun. So yes, I would love that. Did you realize that the first letter of the previous question spelled the phrase "I love you"? No. Do you wish to be loved? Yeah, who doesn't? Have you ever felt hated? Many, many times. Do you have any addictions? Yeah, we'll keep that on the down low. But yes. Do you dislike the color pink? No. Does the color gray seem depressing? No, not really. It's just a color. I don't think any color is depressing. Do you enjoy loud music? Not too loud. Like I've been to some concerts and that's a little bit too loud for my liking. And also music that's whole thing is about being loud isn't my favorite, but do you like to dance? I love dancing. Even though I don't have the skills I used to because of my disability, I still like it. When I go to weddings, I try to dance and stuff. Would you consider yourself normal? Not even slightly. Do you love your parents? Absolutely. Have you ever been lied to? Absolutely. Do you get angry often? No, not really. Do you hold grudges? I try not to, but for most people I don't, but there are a few people that I've held a grudge against, so I would say that would qualify. Have you forgiven someone? Oh, yeah. Plenty of times. Have you ever done something that you knew you shouldn't, but did it anyways? Yeah. Have you ever lied? Of course. Have you ever cheated on a test? I have not, actually, because I never needed to. Not trying to humble brag or anything, but like tests were the thing I was best at in school. I sucked at homework and whatnot because I couldn't stand the concept of it, but I was always really good at test taking. Even if I didn't know the subject or the answers, the way tests are structured in school, a lot of times you can kind of figure it out as like, you know, in multiple choice ones, or you can narrow it down to like a 50-50 a lot of times. So I usually do pretty well in tests. So no, I never cheated on a test. Well, that's reassuring. Do you think flowers are more beautiful than trees? Not really. I've never thought about that before, but I think they're both pretty. Have you wanted to be an animal instead of a person? Nah. Do you believe you have psychic powers? No. Have you ever seen a ghost? I do believe I have. I've had a few experiences that were, from my perspective, had to have been supernatural or, you know, a ghost or something similar. Do you dream often? Several times on that, actually. I usually will have like 3 or 4 dreams before I wake up. Not often, no. No, I don't suffer from anxiety. Do you suffer from depression? Hard to say. I had depression for a while, and I was on medicine for a while, but I didn't feel like the medicine was making any difference, so I stopped taking the medicine and just started working on making changes in my life to make improvements. And that was like 7 years ago, I think, that I stopped taking the medicine. I probably still technically have depression, though, but it's gotten a lot better. So. Do you exercise often and stay active? No. I'm trying to get into the swing of exercising again. We got our exercise equipment set up so I can finally use it, but not currently. Is there a particular type of food that you despise? Yeah. There's certain foods that I hate, sweet pickles being number one, because they masquerade as my favorite food and they taste disgusting. It's like a 1-2 punch of I expect it to taste good, and not only does it not taste good, it's one of the worst tasting things I've ever had. Would you consider yourself emotionally wounded? In certain ways, for sure. Have you ever felt betrayed? Absolutely. Do you ever feel lost in life? Definitely. Would you consider yourself a natural leader? I'd like to think so. Not necessarily always the best leader, but I do always like to take leadership roles in like group activities and stuff like that when I can. If you could push a button and destroy the world, would you press it? Nah. Do you sometimes dreams of being a hero? Oh, absolutely. That's part of what I like about My Hero so much, is the idea of being a hero in that world is extremely appealing to me. Have you ever been bullied? What? No. No. Yeah. Yes. Have you ever bullied someone else? I have. Not that I'm particularly happy about it, but there was a time where a friend group I was in, there was somebody trying to join it, and people bullied them, and the leaders of the group, or like the most popular people in it, were spearheading it a lot, and people that bullied them got like cool points in the group. I only did it one time, and I felt really bad about it, but yes, I did bully somebody. And I also never apologized for it. That was back in middle school. I don't even know what happened to the guy. I feel a little bad still to this day sometimes thinking about it, but 'tis the nature of the beast. Would you consider yourself to be a dreamer? Yeah, I dream big. Do you sometimes hurt people's feelings unintentionally? I think everybody does, and anybody who says no probably just doesn't realize the times they've done something that does it. Do you find space fascinating? I think it's interesting, but I wouldn't go as far as to say fascinating. Would you consider yourself to be an artist? No. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? I certainly try my best whenever I can. I'm sure not perfect, but I think I do well enough. Would you consider yourself to be flawed? Absolutely. Have you ever fantasized about being a supervillain or performing a heinous, egregious crime? Funnily enough, only in scenarios where it's like me becoming the lover of like a villainess or something. But yeah, I have. Do you believe in perfection? No, though I do believe in the pursuit of it. Have you ever stolen from somebody? I have not. Would you ever kill someone under any circumstances? Yeah, definitely. That makes it sound bad. I'm just saying there are a lot of times where I would kill somebody, like self-defense, probably revenge for, if it was somebody extremely dear to me, or especially if it was like an animal, like a pet of mine. Like, there's a difference for me between hurting somebody I know and hurting an animal. Like, you just don't do... I obviously don't do either, but, like, there's something even more just maddening about somebody doing the latter to me. I don't know what it is. If you had one day to live, would you tell anyone? I don't know why, but my meme suddenly went to the, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs. And because I was thinking, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs that this is my last day to live. I would tell everybody I love them, do all this extra stuff and whatnot, but if you wanted to live, would you tell anyone? I would. Because it was possible for that to be an actual scenario in my life, so I kind of have an idea what that is like. At least I've mentally thought of it before. So, yeah. Oh, I think it would only be fair to give people a chance to say their goodbyes. Have you ever told your darkest secrets to someone? I have. Do you trust me even though you know nothing about me? Yeah, why not? The room is a bit scuffed, but I'm sure that's not your fault, right? Do you know who I am? No. Well, I know who you are. If I appeared behind you right now, would you scream? Nah. I got a blue screen, so you would just disappear. I could just edit you out. If I told you that I've been behind you this entire time, would that scare you? Nah. I have welcomely invited ghosts in my house to hang out with me if they want to. So, the idea of, you know, a spirit or something watching me doesn't bother me in the slightest. Of course not. That'd be silly now, wouldn't it? Would you consider yourself to be empathetic? Sometimes to a fault, yes, where I start feeling bad for things that I shouldn't, that are going on in other people's lives, and it actually can depress me, so yes. Would you consider yourself to be romantic? Absolutely. Even though I don't have any... Well, I shouldn't say any real, quote-unquote, dating experience, but I've only been in 2 relationships. Both of them were when I was in school, high school / middle school. One of them was a 1-month relationship in middle school, which I don't really think counts, but the other one was a long-distance relationship that was a very good relationship, all things considered, and if it weren't for other factors, I think there's a high chance we'd still be together. But, anywho, I am a romantic person, though, overall. Anybody who's played D&D with me will probably be able to attest to that. I almost always end up seeking out like romantic relationships in games that I'm a player in, and when I'm the DM, I am usually pretty good about setting up romantic subplots for players that are interested in it for their characters. So, yes. Have you ever been in a physical fight? No, but I have pulled somebody apart, and I've done like boxing, like for fun, but I don't think I would call it a physical fight necessarily. Are you prone to headaches or migraines? Nope. Thank God. Do you like the ground out you walk? Sometimes, so I'd say yes. Are you attracted to the opposite sex? Yep. Would you ever shave your head? Did it involuntarily, so I'd do it again. Are you attracted to muscular bodies? Sure. Yeah, we'll go with yeah. Do you ever dance when no one is looking? Yeah. I dance on my chair all the time. Do you trust your best friend entirely? Yes, I do. Even though we don't speak very often anymore, I still would trust my best friend with my life, with any information that might be possibly damning to me. I trust him completely. Don't know if you ever watched this, Aaron, but I miss you. Do you remember your childhood extremely well? Past about age 6, I would say yes, but actually, no, I don't really remember a lot of my childhood. Nah, I don't have a good memory for that. Would you have a bank if you could get away with it? Probably. Money is one of the biggest struggles I've had in life, so if I could for sure get away with it and have extra money. Hell yeah. Do you ever dream about running from a killer? Yeah, I do. I've had dreams about that a lot. Do you ever dream about falling off of a cliff? Yeah, I've had dreams about that before. Do you ever dream about being naked in public? Worse. I have dreams. I dream a lot about, for whatever reason, being back in school, and I'm sure there's some sort of scientific or psychological thing somebody could unpack from that. But I have dreams. I'd say maybe once a week, or no, once every other week, at least. I have a dream where I'm back in school, and maybe a third of those I will not have the proper amount of clothes, and that's like a huge stressor for me. So yes. Do you enjoy scary movies or books? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do you enjoy comedic television or shows or movies? Yeah. Do you like being the center of attention? Yeah. I do. Not all the time, but a lot of times I do. Do you feel like something is always watching you? Yeah, I do. Like I said, I've had encounters, so I do believe that there are spirits, ghosts, something out there. Not to mention a higher power of some kind. So I think we are being watched by something at all times, yeah. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go to space? Yeah, I have. I think it'd be fun to go to the moon or something, or even just be in a space shuttle for a bit. Have you ever had an out-of-body experience? Can't say I have, though I've heard they're interesting. Have you ever punched a nun? I've never even met a nun, so no, can't say I have. Do you like dogs better than cats? Nope, cat supremacy. Do you prefer to read more than you prefer to watch movies? No, I'm more of a moviegoer. Are you still wondering why I asked you if you've ever punched a nun? A little bit, yeah. Do you get starstruck easily? I don't even know what that exactly means. Let me look it up. Okay, so it's basically extremely interested or fascinated in like celebrities or people that are extremely successful. Do you get starstruck easily? Not easily, but I do have some people that I'm starstruck with, I suppose. Do you hate going to big parties and social gatherings? No, not really. Is your favorite part of your birthday receiving presents? I mean, I don't really care about my birthday at all as far as, like, the date, you know, like, celebrating the date of my birth doesn't really mean much to me. So the only thing that nice part about my birthday is, like, the going out to eat for supper. My parents always take me out to a place of my choice, and I usually pick Subway, because that's... Judge me if you want, that's one of my favorite places to eat. And then getting gifts is always nice, of course. I guess if I qualify, though, my parents taking me out to eat as a gift, then I would say yes. So, yeah. Seriously, though, have you ever punched a nun? Like, really? Just bam, right in the face. Nun punch. No, I haven't heard of that anime. Nun punch! Did you laugh? I did earlier. Not that second time, though. Did you say what the fuck in your head or even aloud? I don't remember if those are the exact words I said, but I believe something along akin to that, yeah. You know, eager to somehow get the opportunity to punch a nun sometime soon? No. Is there a hell? If there's a hell, do you think you're going to it? I don't. Do you enjoy fantasy fiction games? Yep. Absolutely. Do you masturbate frequently? Yeah, sure, probably. Depending on most people's definition. Are you wondering what constitutes... I was literally just thinking that, so yes. Are you more than slightly uncomfortable right now? No. I don't really care people know too much about me. I mean, do I want to divulge extreme details about myself? No, but people learning about me has never been something I've been shy about. Is your mouth dry? No. Not at the moment. I just drank some water. Does profanity make you uncomfortable? Nope. Do you believe in legendary beasts such as the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot? I am hopefully optimistic, so I will say yes. Are you poor with money management? I haven't really had money very often, but whenever I do, because of that, I'm usually pretty good about, like, spending it wisely, so. Choose one of these numbers that you feel resonates with you the most in the very moment. 13. Choose one of these colors that you feel resonates with you the most in this very moment. Purple is my favorite color, but I'm feeling a red vibe right now. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. Plagued, I would say. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you most in this very moment. It's either blessed or glorious. None of these ones. I'm gonna say glorious. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you the most. Luck, skill, strength, agility, intellect, charm. All skill, baby. Do you enjoy solving mathematical puzzles? I did up until a certain point in high school. Basically, once it got to the point where it was... where the difficulty of math wasn't finding the answer, but in writing it out properly, that's when I didn't like it. But I do like puzzles like that, yes. Do you speak more than one language fluently? No. Have you ever visited a country other than yours? Yes, I have. I went to Japan. Do you enjoy coffee? I don't say I enjoy it. I mean, I like it enough when I drink it, but I don't, like, go out of my way to go for it. Do you believe in demons? Not really demons, no. Do you believe in angels? Not really. I'm sure there's some divine messenger of sorts, but, like, the typical traditional sense of angels, no. Are you afraid of sharks? No, they're my second favorite animal. Do you prefer baths over showers? No. I prefer bowers is what I call them. So a little fun little side story for you guys. I know, we've only had 50 of those so far, but, so, as I've said before, I'm missing a leg, so when I take a shower, I take my leg off. And I have a shower chair, but which I sit on and then, you know, makes it so I can take nice long showers. Because I like to take long, like, half-hour showers and just really relax. But before I have my shower chair, what I would do is I would sit in the shower. And this is actually sometimes even before I lost my leg. What I would do is I would lay down in the shower and I would put the plug in the water and basically take what I'd call a bower, where I would lay and I would feel the sensation of the water just, you know, showering and hitting me in the face and chest and whatnot, or if I turn my back. But then the water would also gradually fill up, and I don't know, it was just super relaxing. I don't know how to describe it. If you haven't tried it before, I I urge you to try it at least once and see what you think. It was very relaxing. So, does the smell of perfume or cologne give you headaches? Nope. Did you see a shadow move in your room a few moments ago? Nope. That's fortunate. I like you. You're funny. Do you ever hear your name being called even when you know no one is calling it? Can't say I've really had that phenomena before. Do things in your home often go missing and then reappear later? I would say it's more so I am horrendous at losing things, but yes. Do you ever hear footsteps around you when you're alone? Nope, can't say I do. Do you ever hear random knocking noises around you? I don't. And I will say, so when I went into the options menu for this game, there was like a always sprint option I turned on, and like a remember battle commands or something like that option that I could choose to turn on or off. So I wasn't expecting it to just be this so far. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest, but not this, I guess. But anyways, no, I don't hear random knocking. Do you have like the same time on the clock every day? No. Have you ever felt like your feet being grabbed at night while sleeping? No, can't say I have. Do you have any pets? Yep. Is your favorite color green? Nope. Are you attracted to a family member? Nope. If you won the lottery, would you share the money with anyone? Yes. A lot of people. If you could be the dictator of your own country, would you accept the role? Sorry, to go back to the lottery thing. My personal, what I would do if I won the lottery is I would put, I forget the name of it. I think it's bonds, but I would basically put like, let's say I won 10 million. I would put like 2 million in one of those types of like bonds or whatever that like accrue interest every year if you don't touch it, and not touch that for a while, and then I would, spend the rest on whatever fun stuff. I would pay for like medical treatments for my family so they could get surgeries I need to, stuff like that. Like honestly, I would probably get a lot more fun out of just giving money away than actually spending it in a lot of cases. But anyways, sorry, besides the point. If you could be the dictator of your own country, would you accept the role? No. Do you ever wonder what it would be like to be in prison? Yeah, sometimes. One of my favorite songs that Markiplier sings is that, I don't want to be free song, which does kind of get you thinking about it. So, yeah. Do you like fishing? Somewhat, yeah. Do you like hunting? I haven't really done it before. Do you like camping? It's okay. I wouldn't want to do it all the time, but like once or twice a year is fun. Do you like guns? They're okay, I guess. Sure. Are you getting tired of answering questions? Nah, nothing for you, babe. Would you consider yourself to be kinky? Depends. I don't know if kinky requires one to be intimate with another person, but I have a lot of kinks, I guess, if that counts, so sure. Eyes the window of the soul, do you agree? I wouldn't say not really, no. Do you always keep your promises? Every time. Would you ever completely trust someone who's lied to you? Yeah, depending on circumstance. Are you an only child? Nope. Do you ever enjoy being drunk? Never really been. I've been fully drunk like once. So I can't really say. So I would say no, just because I haven't really done it much. Do you like tattoos? I don't like tattoos myself, but like some other people's tattoos are cool. I just don't plan on getting any. Do you enjoy being high in any form? I would say I enjoy the anesthesia before surgery. I've had a lot of surgeries, not to like get too into detail on that. And after a certain point in time, I made a fun game out of basically seeing how long I could resist the anesthesia. Almost like pretending that it was an enemy attack, and I was, and I was like a hero in a story, and I had to resist falling unconscious to like their drugs, being drugged by an enemy or whatever long enough for help to arrive type of thing. So yeah, that was fun. Do you believe you have a soul? Of some kind, yeah. Did you cry this week? Nope. I haven't really cried much in a while. Are you upset with someone right now? No. Is there someone you're not being completely honest with daily? No, not that I can think of. Do you understand how this works yet? No. If you answer the questions twice, your truths may change. It's not just about answering the questions, it's about the time you spend answering them and the combination you answer them in. It's about many different variables you'd never guess. Do you understand? I do, actually, because there are times when people will ask me my thoughts on something, and I might give a completely different answer even a week later. Like, things are subject to change. Our thoughts and answers to things change all the time. I'm wondering if the end of the test is coming soon based on the previous question you just answered. I'm not really wondering when the end of the test is coming, no. If I were to tell you that this entire process was planted here for you, specifically you, to learn something about yourself, and anyone else that bothers using this is just a byproduct of its intention, would you believe that? Nope. This game has sold too many copies. Are you afraid of being abandoned? Yeah, I would say so. Are you afraid of dying alone? Yeah, I would say so. Do you worry that one day you'll be unexpectedly murdered? Nope. Are you always on guard, waiting to fend off an attack? Nope. Do you feel like I know you yet? Somewhat, but I would say no. You know surface level things about me, and I guess some deeper things, but no, not really. Have you heard any strange noises while answering these questions? Nope. I think we have enough information about you. Whether you skipped questions, answered honestly or dishonestly, took loads of time to respond, or answered quickly without reading or understanding properly, I've been able to tell. I'm calculating your results. I'm analyzing you very carefully. I'm judging you. What do you think, baby? Based on what you've told me, this is what I can conclude. You just might be the most beautiful soul to walk this earth without even realizing it. Oh, stop it, you! You have so much love inside to give, and you don't have enough people to give it to. Truly give it to, sorry. You may have to try extra hard to find enough people willing to accept your love, but once they accept you and let you in, they'll never want to let you go. Anyone who isn't interested in giving you a chance is not worthy of your love. Remember that and hold it dear to you. You do not want to get hurt, but you need to understand that only those willing to take a hit will go somewhere in life. Forgive those who have wronged you in the past, but do not forget the lessons they taught you. This is imperative to your happiness. More people should really give you a chance sometimes. Not for your benefit, but for their own. They're really missing out on such a wonderful individual and all the things you have to offer them. So why are you saying this, all these nice things, in this sort of room? What's the deal here? Am I getting gaslit? Are you trying to, like, trick me into lowering my guard before something awful happens? I don't know. Just know that no matter what, whether people really wisen up and begin to understand you for who you really are, or whether they just ignore it for whatever reason, you are going to be just fine. Well, thank you. Your success and happiness is determined by one thing only, yourself. Your secret word is fairness. Remember this word. This will come in handy. Okay. Fairness. Take the secret word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. Oh! I don't think I'm gonna be in a comment for future I'm gonna be in future projects, because this game was old on Steam. So yeah. But I do really like the sentiment, so that's cool. If you do not wish to be part of an upcoming project, simply leave your secret word out of your comments and we will not select your name. Okay. Still an ongoing project as of 2025 and we will continue. Oh! Maybe it is! Well, maybe I will do that then. Interesting. Lost along the way, that's a little depressing sounding, but I suppose there are probably plenty of people that have died after playing this game, so. Interesting. Well, I will say I did buy a bundle for the test in case the first one ended up being good, because it was only like $10 for 5 games, so I was like, sure. So, alright, well that was interesting. Seventh installment? Huh. Well, thank you for the game. This was interesting and fun, so I look forward to seeing what the next game holds. Please spread the word, let us know you exist, and let us share. Well, then there you have the test, I suppose. That was not what I was expecting, especially because I'll show you now what I was talking about. Options. Always dash combat, remember. I suppose that's just like a thing that's always on for like this style of this engine, but I wasn't expecting that. Well, there you have it. That was the test. Were some of the questions surprising to you? Were some of my answers surprising to you? Do you want to take this yourself now and see if you get the same result of fairness as I did? If you do want to test if you do want to test this game out, it is available on Steam and it's very cheap. So go support the developers. I was happily surprised that they said even here that they're still working on things like this. So I have always been a extreme proponent of supporting indie developers. So go do that. Go check them out. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, stay healthy.